First, I wanted to say Eid Mubarak to all the Muslims out there and the non-Muslims. Today, I want to mention something. Obviously, the youths and everyone is seeing the truth. We're in London now. There's a lot of terrorism that happened in the world, and we're trying to tell the people that Islam is free from this. And these people, in fact, like these people, even their teachings about God has got so much paganism in it. Let me give you an example. The schools of thoughts, these people that the terrorists come from, you know what they believe? They believe that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let me tell you about their belief system. It's full of paganism. Let me tell you why. They believe, and I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to say names but for da'wah purposes, the Salafi Wahhabis, yeah? The reason I'm saying these names is because they believe that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, astaghfirullah, they say he's got hands and legs, and he's got hands and legs, and he's got he comes down like a Turkish boy, and with no beard, and he comes down and he sits down on a throne and things like this. But they say, however, I have to be fair, they say his hands and legs are different to our hands and legs. Sorry, can you? It's too much noise. It's too much noise. Yeah. Come close. So they say his hands, God's hands and legs, is different to our hands and legs. You understand? Astaghfirullah, this is shirk, this is blasphemy, this is haram. So they're saying, oh, it's a hand, but it's not like our hand. So they're trying to say it's like a new creation, like astaghfirullah, like, you know, dinosaur or monster or something. Like a new, with hands and legs. So this is exactly like the Hindu or the, you know, the idol worshippers. They believe that God's got hands and legs. This is haram. Do you understand? God is contained. But this, I want to be fair to them. This is not the major shirk. This is probably.
Is that your real hair?
You want to touch it?
Yeah. No, yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can't say Allah's got hands and legs. You can't say these things. You understand? So the people that are trying to say, oh, we got the true Tawheed. Yeah, we got the real Islam. These people, in fact, are doing shirk, but they're doing, I would say, I'm being nice to them, they're doing the minor shirk, I think. Not the major shirk, but it could be classed as major shirk to say God's got. There's some Sunni scholars who say whoever says this is a kafir. Do you understand? He's a kafir. Like most Sunni scholars say that anyone says Allah's got hands and legs and all this stuff, sits down and all this stuff, he's a kafir. Sunni scholars are saying this. So unfortunately, these people who claim to call us for Tawheed are doing the biggest amount of shirk. Anyway, what I wanted to say to the people today is, how do you know who God is? How do you know who is Allah? Well, you listen to Imam Ali, his sermons in Nahj al-Balagha. For example, let me explain to you I'll just read you a bit of Imam Ali's sermon in Nahj al-Balagha. He says, praise is due to Allah, whose worth cannot be described by speakers, whose bounties cannot be counted by calculators, and whose claim to obedience cannot be satisfied by those who attempt to do so, whom the height of intellectual courage cannot appreciate and the divings of understanding cannot reach. He for whose description no limit has been laid down, no eulogy exists, no time is ordained, and no duration is fixed. He brought forth creation through his omnipotence, dispersed winds through his compassion, and made firm shaking earth with rocks. This is just. Okay, let me say some more. The foremost in religion is the acknowledgement of him. The perfection of acknowledging him is to testify him. The perfection of testifying him is to believe in his oneness. The perfection of believing in his oneness is to regard him pure. And the perfection of his purity is to deny him attributes. Because every attribute is a proof that it is different from that to which it is attributed. And everything to which something is attributed is different from the attribute. Thus, whoever attaches attributes to Allah recognizes his like. And whoever recognizes his like regards him too. This is what the pagans are doing. And whoever regards him as two recognizes parts for him. And whoever recognizes parts for him mistook him. And whoever mistook him pointed at him. And whoever pointed at him admitted limitations for him. And whoever admitted limitations for him numbered him. Whoever said in what is and whoever said in what is he he that is contained, and whoever said, oh, what is he held is not on something else. He is a being, but not through phenomenon of coming into being. He exists. Sorry? No, it's not going to kick off, don't worry. He exists, but not from non-existent. He is with everything, but not in physical nearness. He is different from everything, but not in physical separation. He acts, but without connotation of movements and instruments. He sees even when there is none to be looked at from among his creation. He is only one, such that there is none with whom he may keep company, or whom he may miss in absence. Now this sermon, there's thousands of sermons like this from Imam Ali and Ahl Bayt. This is where you get your Islam from. This is where you learn Tawheed of Allah, who is Allah, from Imam Ali, not from people who have no knowledge of Islam, who entered Islam in the last days of their life, who made things up and lies about Allah, and said so many lies about Allah and wrote it in the books, and you guys are following these books and following these people and making blasphemy and shirk about Allah and trying to belittle Allah and say, do you understand? And the reason why I mentioned Salafi Wahhabi is because they are mostly called Mujassama. Mujassama is people that believe Allah has body parts and stuff, which is, if you ask them, they'll say, yeah, it is body parts, but it's not like our body parts. So it could be like a monster's body parts. It could be like a dinosaur. It could be a new, like in the action movie. They won't tell you what it's like. So, but basically, they're trying to cover up. Okay, sorry. So what I wanted to say is, Muslims and people around the world, if you claim to call to Tawheed, and then you're doing this, then your claims are false. You are violating Allah. You are violating the religion. If you want to learn the truth about Islam, learn the truth about Tawheed, oneness of Allah, and who is Allah, read Nahjul Balagha, the sermons of Imam Ali. Read them. Go and get knowledge. Don't just sit there and pretend, and blind follow and pretend you call for Tawheed and really and truly you don't have a clue about what's going on. Do you understand? Also, I wanted to, and don't get upset with me, because I'm saying the Salafia or Wahhabiyya, because the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm advising them fi sabilillah. Because I know in them there is good people who want to learn, but they have not been told by their scholars. They have been tricked. They have been, you know what I'm saying? They haven't been told the truth. I also wanted to talk about something else today. Some people say, oh, Imam Ali, he was okay when Abu Bakr took the Khilafah. Okay? Now, if you read in Nahj al-Balagha, Imam Ali mentions this. It's not okay. He was not okay. The reason why, and I'm going to read some parts of it, the reason of Nahj al-Balagha, Imam Ali's sermon regarding the Khilafah that was taken from him by Abu Bakr. Listen. He says, beware, by Allah, the son of Abu Quhafa, who is Abu Bakr, dressed himself with it, the Khilafah, and he certainly knew that my position in relation to it was the same as the position of the axis in relation to the handmill. The flood water flows down from me and the bird cannot fly up to me. I put a curtain against the Khilafah and kept myself detached from it. This is in Nahj al-Balagha. Read it. It's in Arabic. I'm translating in English. This is just some parts. There's thousands and thousands of parts. Then I began to think whether I should assault or endure calmly the blinding darkness of tribulation, wherein the grown up are made feedable, and the young grow old, and the true believer act under strain till he meets Allah on his death. And he had absence of supporters, so he talks about it. He goes, I found that endurance thereon was wiser. He had to endure. He had to be patient. He couldn't fight for the Khilafah. He says, I found that endurance thereon was wiser, so I adopted patience. Although there was pricking in the eye and suffocation in the throat, he didn't want to, but he had to do it. I watched the plundering of my inheritance till the first one went his way, but handed over the Khilafah to Ibn al-Khattab after himself. So Abu Bakr went and gave the Khilafah to Umar. Okay. Then he quoted the verse. My days are now, Al-Ash's verse, because my days are now passed on the camel's back and difficult while there were no days else. Okay, it's a poem. Anyway, it is strange that during his lifetime, he wished to be released from the Khilafah, but he conferred it for the other one after his death. He's talking about Abu Bakr. No doubt these two shared its others strictly among themselves, the Khilafah. This one put the Khalifa in a tough enclosure, where the utterance was haughty and the tough was rough. Mistakes were in plenty, and so also the excuses therefore. One in contact with it was like the rider of an unruly camel. If he pulled up its reins, the very nostril would be slit. But if he left it loose, it would be thrown. Consequently, by Allah, people got involved in recklessness, wickedness, unsteadiness, and deviation. He goes, nevertheless, I remained patient despite the length of period and stiffness of trial. Till he went his way of death, he put the matter of Khilafah in a group. He's talking about Umar after. And he regarded me to be one of them. But good heavens, what had I to do with this consolation? Where was any doubt about me with regard to the first of them, that I was now considered akin to these ones? But I remained low when they were low and flew high when they flew high. One of them turned against me because of his hatred, and the other got inclined the other way due to his in-law relationship, and this thing and that thing, till the third man of these people stood up heaving breast between his tongue and fodder, with his children of the grandfather Umayyah. He's talking about Uthman. Also stood up swallowing up Allah's wealth. He's talking about Uthman, how he stole the wealth of the Muslims. He also stood up swallowing Allah's wealth like a camel devouring the foliage of spring, till his rope broke down. His actions finished him, and his gluttony brought him down prostrate. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to say, so if you lot ever try to say, oh, Imam Ali was happy with the Khalifa of the first and the second and third, he was not happy. Read Nahj al-Balagha. He had to stay patient. The Khilafah should be for Imam Ali. The Prophet Muhammad said thousands of times, after me is Ali, but they said to the Prophet, you've got the prophethood. Now you want your cousin to take the imamah? No way. We, the other tribes, we want to get the power. That's why they wanted power, they wanted revenge. So they violated Imam Ali because he killed all their heroes in the Badr, Khandaq, Hunayn, Ahzab. In all the battles, Imam Ali killed all the pagan Arabs leaders. He killed Muawiyah's uncles and grandparents and cousins. So Muawiyah wanted to take revenge on Imam Ali because when the first battle of Badr, Imam Ali killed all of Muawiyah's pagan family. That's why when Muawiyah, the Munafiq, he came to power, he started killing Imam Ali and killing everyone who loves Imam Ali and chopping them up and chopping their hands and legs off because of his hatred for Islam and for the Prophet Muhammad and for Imam Ali. And anyone who says that Imam Ali alayhi salam is not the best Sahaba or the best person after the Prophet Muhammad, then he's a Nasibi. He is a hater of the Prophet Muhammad's family and the Prophet Muhammad. And the Nasibi is a very evil person. And these people are around today destroying Islam, giving it a bad name. And I just wanted to say, brothers, please make research, read the books, read Nahj al-Balagha, read the sermons of Imam Ali, so you learn the true Islam, you learn what happened. The truth is being hidden from you. If someone speaks the truth, he gets attacked. I got threatened last week. I almost got attacked many times. People, their heads have been chopped off for speaking this truth. People are in prison now because they speak this truth. People pray in mosques and get suicide bombers, blow them up because they speak this truth. Because the people are scared of the truth. All these suicide bombers and scums, they all come from this sect or this group which hates the Prophet's family, which hates Imam Ali alayhi salam. But inshallah the truth will be victorious. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة على أعدائه أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Inshallah, Allah will make the Imam al-Mahdi victorious and Jesus will be victorious and they will rule on this earth and they will kill the Nawasib and the pagans and they will rule inshallah with the power of Allah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum wal'an adum.